Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to session 4 of the Education Heroes Malaysia Chapter. And we are already at track 2, session 4. We are going to talk about engaging in digital learning. So, right now, it's very relatable topics for us. And of course, we are going to have a very good speaker today. And we have going to have Mr. Jin Tan as a CEO of Reskils of Education Technology Company that is already have a very decorated achievements. Good afternoon, Mr. Jin Tan.
Hello, hi, Timothy. Good afternoon. Can you hear me? This is double check.
Yes, yes.
All
Yeah, of
right,
course.
great.
And allow me to introduce you further. You are a CEO of Reskills Education Technology and your principal partner at the Think Big Venture Capital. And you have been focusing on empowering the learning platform for aspiring learners to master coaches via interactive and real-time learning. And also, you are a very great achievement on Malaysia of G40, right? It's a very
Yes,
wonderful
correct.
achievement of yours. Congratulations. Very good achievements for you as individual achievement. And of course, you also serve as a National Business and Economic Affairs Commission Chairman at GCI Malaysia. And of course, you are a recipient of numerous Entrepreneur Excellence Award, and you have completed your education from Inti International University and College. And yeah, thank you for coming and thank you for your time today, Mr. Chintan.
Thank you, Timothy. Thank you for your warm introduction. You got all the information correctly and updated very fast.
Yeah, of course. And Mr. Chintan, we will be accompanied by one more speaker today. That is Miss Sari Puspita Dewi, a doctoral student from PhD in Translation Studies, School of Humanities Languages in the Faculty of Arts, Design and Architecture of the University of the New South Wales, Sydney. Hello, Miss Sari.
Hi, Timothy. Hi,
Yes.
Jintan.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Sari, for your time and opportunity. And of course, I have known you from the YouTube that you have done, Ms. Sari, that you have shared many educational and motivational videos. Especially what I am being inspired so much is by your scholarship application experience of the Indonesian Endowment Fund or the LPDP scholarship, which you were awarded, right, at the end of 2019. Yeah, we are very grateful that you can here. Thank you for your time and opportunity.
My pleasure.
Yeah, of course. And for let's start today. It is about engaging learning. So basically, right now that we have right now have so much condition that we have to do digital learning today. We seek to ensure like inclusive and equitable quality education. We try to promote engagement through active learning through this digital learning. So I think I would ask to Mr. Chintan first. What do you think is engaging learning through digital platforms?
All right, thank you, Timothy, for your question. I just want to say hi to Miss Sari as well. Uh, so before I come into your question, I want to give a short introduction about what is reskill. All right.
Yes.
I'm not in the education field all this while. I'm more into the tech field, right?
Yes.
Uh, when the pandemic hit back in 2020, with all my experience in all this tech, I saw a gap that need to be filled up in the education and learning industry, where
Yes.
Reskill was born at the time. With my past experience, with whatever I know, I built something to cater for the education and learning, which I foresee with this pandemic. There's a lot of changes, behavior, a lot of adaptation need to be done towards this. And this was not at the best time with this pandemic came across. I think that was the right time to push forward. So I just want to assure that Reskill, we are focusing in education technology, building a platform to enhance the learning ecosystem. So with this, we have started for 2 years. Currently, we are serving at 60 country, empowering 500 learners. On daily basis, we have live classes, learning different kind of contents, and so on and so on. So I think with my 2 years experience running this platform, for me, I just want to tell you, is out of my planning that I do this into education, because I never is an education line kind of people. But with my 2 year experience, I may want to share with my own platform what is the user behavior, what does people really wanted, how does teachers come on board as well to enhance on all these digital learning. All right, so that's number one. So number two is, I think there's no debate anymore whether online learning should be here or that not should be there. I think it's whether how do you bring it to the next level and adapt it and also complement the offline learning. Because I always get a lot of debate whether offline, online. I say it's two different things. It's about complementing each other and also how can do two things each other came together and enhance. Most important for the student, not for anyone else, not for the teachers, not for the government, not for anything, because the end result is what the student is getting. So on the third point, with what I say on above two, all right, today the question is how do we get learners into more engaging into digital learning. Number one, based on our research, online
Yes.
learning there must be, but we need to study the behavior. All our classes, we do not do more than 75 minutes. Why?
Yes. Yes.
We have tried so many things. We have run thousands of live classes. Live is a keyword for me because I don't believe video learning, pre-recorded video learning is impactful. If it's impactful, that will be 10 years ago. You will be learning from home. The human touch of
Yes.
talking to each other, like what we have done today, is still part of the engaging for digital learning. So I think a live interaction is important as if you want to do online learning. All right. Number two, timing of the classes to make sure the student really focus at that time. How you
Yeah.
not go not shorter, not further. Uh, on our research, 75 minutes is good. After 75 minutes, you need to break, you need to do something else, and so on and so on. That is based on research running on a few hundred thousand of students and running live classes on a daily basis. That is number two, timing. Number three, I think today technology have helped us to give us more features. All right,
Yes.
features on conducting live classes. There's plenty of software out there that can help you. One of it, of course, you can work with Reskill, and you can the classes that you are conducting with the learners towards teachers. It must be not only talking; it's a two-way. There's question answer, there is quizzes, there's whiteboard drawing, there's something gamification going on, so on and so on. Because if you want to just talk about digital learning, you know recently the user is spoiled. There's so much interesting thing outside. When you
Yes.
come to learning, it's so boring. So that's why it's not that we want to make it learning as is some kind of a game. No, no, no. We just want to enhance the experience, the environment for the learners. So it's all because of attention span. All right. It's all of course of attention span. If you can see the video trend in YouTube, TikTok, so on. Last time 10 minutes video was good, but today is about 1 minute or 30
Yes.
seconds. The
Yeah.
attention span is getting lesser and lesser. How do we catch them? So that is your main priority on focusing to engage with the user and learners online. So this is my input on all these things, and also a lot of statistics, a lot of try and error that we have done, a lot of experience that we have gone through. I'm always tell my circle of friends that I'm the bad boy in education. I'm a different angle. I'm trying to come in to give something new, life to the education, which is good from my experience. I do not need to follow a lot of rules and regulations, but of
Yes.
course, enhancing the whole environment. This is where I'm coming from.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you have been developed a very great platform at the very right time, and I am actually very impressed with your development in reskills. Only less than 1 year or about 1 year.
Mm,
Yeah, you already
yeah, one
have
and a half year,
achieving.
1.5 year.
You're already achieving so much, and I think you have made an international branch as well, right?
Yes, right. Like as
Yeah,
we
of
are
course.
speaking right now, I'm in Dubai. This is a real scene. It's not a green screen. Uh, we just
Oh,
move
It's not
our
a
base
virtual
to.
background.
Yeah, I found that it looks like a green screen, but not. It's a real background. I'm Dubai right now, talking to you. We just moved our HQ here to
Yeah.
cater for international market, and of course we are in Indonesia as well. I have a country manager helping us to push in the Indonesian market as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
And of course, it's very relatable for us, Miss Sari, at our condition of online learning. And I think you have been at Australia, right, to continue offline
yeah,
studies? Yeah, of course.
yes.
And I'm actually curious, what do you think before when you still study online? What do you think of the condition that you have to learn through digitally?
Yeah, I think if you want to talk about the how to achieve the knowledge and everything, I think it can be online or offline, doesn't matter. But if, like Jintan said, that we need the life touch, okay? We need
Yes.
life interaction, that human touch. So that's what makes difference. So I want to wrap up what Jintan said. That's when we think of student engagement in learning activities, it is often convenient to understand that the engagement with an activity is being represented by good behavior, positive feelings, and above all, student thinking. So it
Yeah.
doesn't matter online or offline when we talk about the engaging learning. So we have to think about that three elements like that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because learning can happen through all platforms, and right now we are in the condition of digital learning. And of course, I maybe want to ask you more that right now that you are doing your doctoral studies, how do you cope yourself with the management of your time to learn digitally and also with your other activities that you have to do?
Wow, that's a great question because I still try to cope to my time management, because not only learning, doing
Yes.
my working on my research, but also managing my own YouTube channel, and also I have to run
Yes.
my Instagram, something like that. So just do it. So if people keep asking me how you manage time, just do it. When you have when you have that routine, you will get that habit. Okay, so just do it every time, every day, and then you will get the rhythm of your of your routine. So yeah, just do it.
Yeah, of course. Because there's a difference maybe that you are already feeling when you are learning online and learning face to face. What do you think are the difference that you feel? Are you becoming more engaged in the online learning or in the face to face learning? What do you think, Miss
In
Sari?
Okay, I may say that I prefer the face-to-face learning because when we do the face-to-face learning, we can do anything. Like in online learning, when you have to think and you have to share your knowledge, share your experience or something, you have to wait, right?
Yes.
Because in the platform media, Zoom meeting or Google Meet, something like that, you have to wait. But when we are facing our friends and or our teacher there, so we can, when my friend looks facing like difficulty in saying something, so we can, may I help her or something, right? So
Yeah.
it should be it should be more convenient to talk face-to-face learning in a real classroom.
Yeah, I see. It's a relatable condition for me as well. And of course, I wonder, Mr. Chintan, as your experience on building this digital platform, there is actually a condition where, if we learn digitally, we are easily distracted, right, by other conditions. So, what do you think? How do you think that we can increase the engagement through digital learning?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yes,
Yes.
right. I want to debate on this.
Yeah.
This is my favorite question. I think based on human behavior, human from last 100 year, 1,000 year to now, physically meeting face to face is always the best feeling. No matter 100 years later, 1,000 year later, this is the basic of human character. But in order to get things done in a big way, more impactful, and of course reach out to massive, yeah, I think face to face is good. Yeah, I always
Yes.
never want to, you know, give back comment on that. But today, what are we facing? Because we are facing, we have to reach a bigger reach out. Face to face is good, but they have a lot of challenges that people in small towns, small country that cannot reach you. How can you reach Timothy when you are
Yeah.
in China? We have a very good teacher, but there's someone in a very small island that need to be teach. Face to
Yes.
face cannot reach him. All right, but of course the feeling is there. But beside than telling what is the feeling, why don't we discuss about solution? How can we bring a physical presence plus online learning environment to match together? I prefer to look for solution where this is what I want to bring out. It might be a future prediction or upcoming preparation, but I think this can be solved because to me, in doing this rescue, I'm always look on something. Number one, affordability. Number two, accessibility. Doing online, I can sell you as cheap as $1.
Yeah.
Right? Doing online, I can reach from teachers from US and connect me directly to a small town in my home that I'm not able, I got no opportunity, I got no chance to able to reach people like this. This is what I want to solve. On the physical feeling, this is what I want to do, and I'm in prepare. Everyone talk about metaverse. Everyone talk about VR, AR, even XR. I think that will be the future of solving this thing together. I can learn through anywhere from where am into something a virtual world. With
Yes.
when you come into virtual world with some kind of avatar, we can feel. I can feel you are in front of me. I can feel you in front of me. That solve that will be solve a big portion of the issue that we are talking right now to move forward.
Yes.
Maybe you can say me I'm futuristic. It's not logic, but I believe I'm pushing towards this. This is what I'm going to do, and I see this will help a lot of people. I don't want to solve issue that already been solved. Talking about offline and online, I want to solve. We are talking about how do we reach out to more people, impact
Yes.
in a bigger crowd, and also talk about the cost. Today, no one talk about cost. Timothy, you are very lucky you are in China. Have you thought about those that cannot be in China? I think
Yes.
99% is the problem right here. So I never want to solve the 1%. I want to solve the 99%. So that is my input. No wrong, no right. But this is what I believe. This is what I'm coming here for. And also, I think the future with the technology, I believe things will be getting better and better. That's from my side.
Yeah, of course. Well, actually, Mr. Chintan, I'm actually still in my own country, Indonesia.
Oh,
Haven't
okay,
been
okay.
to China.
All right.
Yeah, because of the pandemic, and I have never actually been to China. But it is what you said is true. When we are still long distance, of course, we need this digital platform. I have been in college for 4 semesters now. I have been like face to face learning, but of course, it is what I need. I think I have the comfort and advantages that, okay, I have known courses from the lecturers, I get more
Yes.
insights, I get knowledge, I can complete my course credits, I can do anything that I can do, and I can prepare, for example, language. Yeah, and of course, there's a disadvantage that we can see, obviously, that digital learning does not have. And maybe I want to ask Miss Sari again, during your study when you have like study online, what do you think the factor uh, that you feel that could motivate and engage you more so that you are not distracted by anything in your learning? Yeah.
Okay, when I had my online learning from Indonesia, because PhD journey is like a lonely journey. So
Yeah.
you just you and your supervisor. So I need to interact with many people. That's why I joined so many communities at the time. Okay, so
I
that
see. Yeah.
communities help me to motivate me to focus on my study, because when I study online from home, so when my kids come to me, Bunda, something like that, Mama, I want to this, I want to do this, I want to do that. So uh, there are so many distractions there. But
Yes.
when I try to focus study, you have to focus reading, you have to focus on your research and something like that. So I need to make friends with some people that have that experience like me, right? So uh, I have to join to some communities, and it worked. So that communities, that new friends can help me get the external motivation to do my research, something like that, Timothy.
Yes, of course. I am relating with that as well because right now studying online, it is actually very boring. But when I see a student association, for example, an activity, it brings me to a new experience that I do not know whether I could, like, if I think about it before, it's like, can we actually possibly doing this digitally? But when we experience it, it's actually happening. So maybe I want to continue to relate to your experience, Miss Ari. What do you think are the opportunities that we can create, that we can get through this digital learning?
Yeah, the opportunity is just like Jin Tan said, that we can make friends internationally, globally. So I have friends from Mexico, from Spain, from China, from Malaysia. So many people there. So uh, these advantages help me to making my network larger, right?
Yes.
Just like here, it is also based because of the network, right? I can be here, so
Yes.
I can take that advantages. But for the disadvantages, again, it is about the distraction. It is about the field because can I say that? mm when I studied in Indonesia, I have no ambience like library or something. It's already at home. It's already in my
Yes.
bedroom. So that's the disadvantages. But I agree with Jin Tan that thank God, thank you for the technology that we can connect people. The technology connect people. Timothy.
Yeah, of course. It's very relate with my condition as well. I can create many new friends, and I have, like many friends that I do not know before, and I could like do activities with them. And of course, Mr. Chintan, I have a very interesting question that digital learning are already established, like in any sectors of learning through various methods. There must be an effort to make this kind of learning sort of reputable, so that the professional companies can see that digital learning can bring new and professional education for students. So, how do you think that digital learning can improve to this problem?
Yes, I think, thank you. Uh, Based on Miss Sari explanation as well, so sharing as well. I think today is a good discussion, right? Today we are gathered here. Everyone is contributing and trying to give a good solution on this issue. Yes, your question is very related, Timothy. Online learning, or what we call digital learning, was there 10 years ago. Just like how Zoom, StreamYard today we are using, it was there 10 years ago. But the adoption and acceptability was not mature yet. Just like how smartphone and the 3G era started. I think because of this pandemic, the whole acceptance and maturity with the infrastructure is ready to push towards the next level. Whether you prepare it today or you prepare it 3 years later, 5 years later, 10 years later, but the end result is you still need to prepare for it. So maybe I'm lucky to have a chance to prepare much more earlier towards this. Like your
Yes.
question is, how does this digital learning get accepted by major organization, from your
Yes.
workforce, so on and so on. Just want to tell you this is very new uh, latest news I got from what I'm doing is number one is what we call the accreditation body
Yes.
from international world recognition body. It start accepting, whenever you learn, it can be accredited and accepted globally with global recognition kind of certificate and so on. This is what we are working on, and that is so nice that last month we got three UK accreditation body to accredit whatever you learn from reskill is recognized globally, and also with whatever we have, it can move forward. I think with this, it will solve one of the big issue that a lot of organization asking whether you learn online, whether is it impactful or not.
Yes.
But why does the accreditation do this decision? Is something that they have to think about, and they already accept this will be much moving forward. All right. So with this example, real case study, I believe things is going to be changed. Yes, it's still just like whenever last time I asked you to order food delivery from your phone, you will still ask a lot of inquiry. But today the game is different. It's still a way to go. I don't think it's still at the peak yet, but it's on halfway there, halfway there. There's another
Yes.
halfway things to clear. So once it's all clear, I think the online education ecosystem will be different, with much more recognition, acceptable, and also getting the real impact. Okay, why I still a very strong pushing towards online learning, because today the world is moving too fast. Whatever you learn in last 3 years is not relevant
Yes.
in these 3 years. And how do we adapt this? How do you change from the subject matter which we are teaching in the school, and it can be changed easily. We have to keep updated, and the attention span of the young generation that coming up is getting shorter and shorter. We need to be fast. We need to get information fast. We need to learn something fast. What I learned today, how can I use the next moment? And also I also say that people cannot use 3 years to study one thing. not even 3 months. How can I do it in 3 days or 3 weeks or even 3 hours?
Yes.
That is the world we are talking about. It's scary, but I foresee this is happen. So whatever issue we have, I always have a mindset is how do we look for solution? I never want to
Yes.
say this cannot be done, that cannot be done. Let's look for solution to complement each other, works towards to a common goal, and that is where we are talking about. So I think, based on your question, yes, we are still debating, but 1 year later, let's talk again and let's see what is the scenario.
Yeah, of course, because it is also from my own experience. For example, if I have to learn something online, for example, learning mathematics, learning chemistry, and of course, right now it is improving that you can learn more software skills. For example, you learn programming, you learn new language. I mean, you do not have to come to a physical course. Maybe you can come to the online course, and then let's say there's a certification program, you can get it. That is one of the advantage. And it is also a question whether right now it is actually accepted to some professional companies, organization. And according to you, Mr. Chintan, do you think that in the future the company will adapt to this online program and they will start accept it professionally?
Definitely, this is a big yes from me. What I believe because I'm a boss itself. I'm an active learner itself. The question is always today. It's not good enough for you to have one skill. You need to have 20,
Mm.
30. That's why if you need to be 30, tell me how can you use the traditional method and get 30 skills in a short time no matter what, so on and so on. That's why when my platform I call it reskill, I say after the pandemic a lot of things need to be reskill. One skill is not enough. So when you
Yes.
talk about quantity, when you talk about quantity with bigger impact, there's only one answer for you is using the tech, all right, online and so on and so on. So with this moving forward, and you can see things will improve. Content will improve. Authority will give different green light. Everyone come to research and build better environment. I think this will be the future, and we need
Yes.
to learn things at a fast way, easy way, and then go more into practical. Spend more time into practical. No matter what you learn, it's just a starting. If you don't
Yeah.
make into action, it's still zero. So previously you spend too much time on theory, practical some more, end up your 5 years is gone. How can I learn theory in 3 hours? And I spend few weeks in practical and move forward. And you say practical, I can tell you practical needs hands-on, right? Online,
Yes.
how to use hands-on. The metaverse is coming. The XR VR is coming. You can learn how to fix an aircraft engine with your VR kind of Googles and hands-on and fix it and learn it immediately. I saw this with my real eyes. I saw people are building
Yes.
this. I totally was blown away. This is what I believe and this is what I see for the future. So engaging learning covers a lot of things. Digital learning covers a lot of things. So this is what my input.
Yes, yeah, of course, because right now maybe digital learning already have a crazy technology that could engage more students as well. And of course, let's move on to Miss Hari. Based on your switch right now from online to offline studies, do you think there's a big comparison that you feel on your experience of learning?
Actually, I still have this online learning for
Yes.
some classes. So I think I still enjoy like the so many platforms like Kahoot. We can play
Yeah.
Kahoot, and then also so many artificial intelligence tools. So to improve your speaking skill, improve your vocabulary or something, I still enjoy it. But
Yeah.
may I say something about that? Okay, we just already admire how the technology, but my recent research, showing that my recent research about technology-based teaching learning to support education facing post-pandemic era, I found that some of the respondents, 15% of the respondents, who teach in remote areas answered there
Yeah.
is no internet connection at all. And some of them, like 5% approximately, answered that there is an adequate ICT facility. So I just want to say that besides we are admiring the technology, the ICT, the platforms, anything digital media, we need to think about that how we achieve this equal distribution of education. Okay,
Yes.
because my background is about education, so we have to think about the solution. How how that this uh, great technology is um, yeah, received by so many people equally, something like that, because some remote areas schools do not have the internet connection, and how we use this ICT if we don't have this internet connection, because yeah,
Yes.
something like that. And then I just want to say that this is what we have to concern, especially in Indonesia. This is what we have to concern now, that we need to achieve that equal distribution of education, because
Yeah.
yeah, because ICT now is really used by many schools during the since the pandemic, since the COVID pandemic. I just want to say that, Timothy.
Yeah, of course. Right now, we have almost reached a critical condition of our digital learning. One side said that, okay, there's an access into technology, one
Mm.
side have not. I think let's just go to the concept that we are actually want to achieve right now, a transition to
Mhm.
the new normal life that is
Yeah.
hybrid learning, that we can learn practically, sort of a face to face. For example, let's say there's a few restriction, and then there's digital learning. So let me ask Mr. Chintan first. What do you think is this hybrid learning? Can the digital learning adapt to this new transition of education life?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Okay, so I think, as I say, we are human beings. The best way is still physical touching. Of course, what I want to emphasize is how can we take information and learn in much more fastest way, shortest time, and get more input. Of course, the current best scenario is called hybrid. No? Hybrid, that means you're learning things and of course physically present. If you notice today's in the market, there's some conference. You go to a physical venue, everyone gather, and you watch a screen. There's someone speaking from US, example. So people are adapting into this. Even you pay money to go to the conference and watch a screen. Why don't you watch at home? But people still want to go there. So that is
Yeah.
called the hybrid model. You can
Yes.
see classes are doing conducted as this way as well. So this will be moving forward. So in order to cater this hybrid, if you talk about putting people together in fully online, that's what I shared just now. It's called the next era of virtual world, which is the metaverse learning lah. So my world is all technology. I still agree. I still agree physical is still the best, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about how do we match to complement bigger crowd. And yes, internet infrastructure, we can debate 3 days, 3 nights. There is never can be finished because I cannot do anything, you cannot do anything. But along the way, can you
Yes.
predict 5 years, 10 years down the road, things are improved. And today we are talking about satellite internet that you can connect. I don't care where are you. We do not need the wires, so on and so on. As I say, the infrastructure will improve. We don't focus on the infrastructure. We focus on how to build the content, the platform, the deliverings, the distribution channel with the education product towards the user. So that is my input for this, and my focus is finding solution to provide better solution for the learners. Combination of the best outcome for their learnings. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for your perspective, and of course, let's move on to Miss Hari. Do you think that this digital learning, uh, will student become more engaged in the future learning process?
I think so, because students have this experience almost 2 years, right?
Yeah.
We are facing this pandemic almost 2 years. I think it can be their habit, their routine. So it depends on the design of the teaching learning. So I would say that we have at least 5 elements in making engaging learning, whether it is digital or physical. May I share it to you?
Yeah.
So I just want to
Yes.
share that at least we need five. First, make the activity meaningful. Like you have to connect students' experience and knowledge. So just like me, if my students now current topic is about I don't know, maybe Billie Eilish song, so I will use
Yeah.
that I will use that example, right? I cannot talk about ABBA or the Carpenters, or maybe you don't know, maybe about the the Rolling Stones, they don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
And then foster a sense of competence, so make students demonstrate understanding throughout the activity. And next, the third one is provide autonomy support, so attract students opinions. So teachers
Yeah.
doesn't need to talk all the time. We need two-ways communication, and sometimes we need students opinion. Okay. And then
Yes.
next, facilitate collaborative learning, so students can interact with other students, right? Like working in peers,
Yes.
or maybe uh study group, something. So make this collaborative learning. And the last one is establish positive teacher student relationship. That's why my Instagram account, I always interact with my students. So I like to see their stories, and I let them see my stories or my post apa, post, apa, feed posts or something like that.
Yes.
So we need to establish this positive teacher student relationship. We cannot make that, oh, you are a student and I'm a teacher, so we have this gap. No, that's not the era. This era is like teacher student can have this good relationship, positive, and maybe we can be friends with our students. So no
Yes.
matter digital or hybrid or face-to-face learning, I think these elements should be there in this uh, design of the learning teaching, so you can improve this engaging learning with your students. I think that's all.
Yeah, of course, because right now digital learning has been the foothold and a compulsory mode of learning for everyone right now studying in their school level and the university level. And of course, this is a better question for Mr. Chintan that you are right now developing your skills. How do you think the role of digital learning in the future, and what is your like measure and plan for the future to engage more students in this digital platform?
Yeah, I want to totally agree with what Miss Ari just said just now. I think today learning is two-way. Teachers and the student must be come together. It's like friends, so they can open up more, so that not only teachers giving input, learners also giving input. That it combined together. So with this, I think use towards digital learning. This is a good space to conduct this. Sometimes in human face to face, nowadays when you face to face, they do not dare to say anything. When you come to online, they are the keyboard warriors. They are the so-called. They dare to video. They dare to do all this, a lot of things. I think we are
Yes.
moving to a new generation, that a generation that very comfortable with screens,
Yes.
with typing, with all these things. So if we move towards this, I believe the both way interaction can be improved. Just like I can you can know today a young student as young as 11, 12, when they go to school they are different character. When they go back and become a YouTuber, they are a totally different
Yes.
character. So I think even my small kids as young as 3 years old, they are so adopt into these gadgets kind of thing. Yeah, it's not good, but how do we cater for this generation of people that they grown up with all these things, and when they turn into the youth or so on, and coming into the career, this transition is important. So how I'm more focused about talking about how do I cater for this group of generation, very special kind of generation, with it's called the generation Z, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I think this will be very impactful, very useful for them. It's just that how do we really keep improving, giving the best from what they want. You know, my children, I is now she is looking at TikTok. I'm very worried, but she learned a lot of things from TikTok. You see, it's
Yes.
very funny. It's very, yeah, crazy world. So a lot of new way of teaching need to be enhanced through the digital learning. Teachers need to also adapt into this. It's sad. Is it's not like last time anymore, which I come from the today I'm around 38 years old. I still come from the Hak Nok school, but moving forward is really
Yeah.
things are going to be changed. So this is how we can work together.
Yeah, of course. And of course, right now we are going to have additional questions from the participants. Let's see the questions. Yeah, maybe for Ms. Sari first. In your opinion, which learning approach is easier to create an engaging environment?
Yeah, I think I already mentioned that 5 elements. The learning
Yes.
approach, yeah, should have that 5 elements. It should be meaningful for your students, and then we can have a sense of competence. So make students feel that, oh, can I do it? Oh, I think I can do it. And then the third is we have to provide the autonomy support, so we can ask their opinions. We can ask their independence to do the work or to do the worksheet or something like that. And also we can approach them with the collaborative learning. And then the last one,
Yes.
we have to build the relationship between students and teacher.
Yes, that is very true. And for now, Mr. Chintan, what do you think is the learning approach easier to create an engaging environment?
uh, Depend who you talk to. Depend which age group you talk to. I still my mindset is still like that. It still depend who you talk to, which age group, and so on and so on. So different age group adapt to different approach. I hope I think this is the best answer. How the way our parents adapt things and how you Timothy adapt to things is totally different. Is
Yeah.
even a 10 years old gap is totally different. That's what I want to say. That depend on what you do. If you conduct learning two different kind of age group, this way is be good. If this age group, this might be good, this might be good. So there's no one best way to give everyone the best environment. It's all about the habit, on your crowd, what they're coming from, and so on and so on.
Yes.
So that is my answer for this question.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Zakrotul, for your question. And of course, it is dependent on age group or sectors of learning to create a learning approach. And of course, I agree with the answers of Ms. Sari to have the activity have a sense that it is meaningful for the students and feel that the students gain something from that learning. And of course, to have a collaborative interaction and have a good communication between the teachers and the students as well. And of course, to maintain that interaction can have good impact for students that study with that kind of learning approach. And of course, for the next question, yes, for Mr. Chintan here from Hernanda, how significant is the use of technology in creating engaging learning?
How significant is the use of technology? Yeah, as I say, we are still not at the peak of what we can use with all our technology. In sense of this part of the world, we are still not there yet. But in times as we go along, things are getting better and better. So I believe in the future, not now, engaging in learning through technology will be at another level of what you don't experience today. So
Yes,
that is what I believe. And I foresee, we talk about physical and digital. This is my prediction. Next time, a student can go to a school. There's no teacher. Everyone look at the screen. You have your own laptop. We gather around just to learn from digital. I foresee this will happen. It's so
yeah,
funny. You still want to learn through the screen, but just to have the feel of getting around, you go to the school, but there's no teacher. The teacher might be can from somewhere. You learn from different people, so on and so on. So this it might be going towards that. I don't know, but that is my strong prediction towards that lah. So as I say into this question, yes, I cannot tell you whatever you have experienced right now is not at the peak yet. There's more things coming on board. Maybe robot will be teaching you later on.
yeah. Of course, because technology keep improving. In your current state of learning, for example, we are learning through the screen, and we can interact online or through some other methods. And now, according to Miss Sari, how do you think the significance of technology in creating engaging learning?
digital media has a significant role in providing engaging learning. I'm not talking about the since COVID-19 pandemic forced schools, forced teachers to provide the distance learning using this digital, the technology. But I want to explain with my own experience. So before the pandemic, I always use the Instagram, YouTube, because I know this the generation, the students with the in the generation Z. So I know that they often use Instagram, YouTube. So when I make some homework, and then
Yeah.
I ask them to publish in their Instagram account or in their YouTube channel, it makes them happy, you know. So
Mm.
because they say that, oh, I get more followers now, or something like that. So again, so I just focus on my students proficiency, the competence, and also the experience and the knowledge. So that technology can help me and my students in engaging learning. So this is very vital, I think. The technology is very vital. So again, thank you, technology, for providing this.
Yeah, of course, because we are right now feeling that technology that we need right now to learn, and of course, we are feeling engaged that we want to learn something new. And of course, there are more any questions. I think I want to ask my last question. First is to Mr. Chintan, that right now that you have developing your skills to much more wider branch, and of course, more and more students are feeling the effect, the positive effect from this digital platform. How do you think that in the future the countries and students will adapt to this kind of engaging digital learning?
Yeah, that's very interesting sharing from Miss Sari. You know, students feel happy when you ask them to share something Instagram. I think next time the exam should conduct through Instagram reels or story.
Yeah,
From this
Using
real
quiz,
example,
right? Quiz.
yes, it may be a live or it might be a TikTok. You know, I tell you, it's better than you do in a paper form, ask them fill in Google Forms, so on and so on. Yeah, that is a typical real example that I'm talking about. The adaptation of their habit into doing something. So if you are moved towards the digital engaging learning, I think Miss Sari have done a very good example. I
Thank
never
you.
heard about this. I already never heard about this. Tomorrow, imagine the next year you go back to school, everyone on the phone. Teacher, you share your topic in Instagram. I think they learn faster than anywhere. So,
Yeah.
so, so you see, so my input is still it still depend on the habit of the generation you are talking to. So we work towards that to let them feel the impact and really focus on how they can receive information and also learning from a method they are comfortable with. So that is my everything that I want to summarize is we cannot do what we like. If we want to really help the new generation or let them learn more, we have to adapt, adjust, and work towards their taste, the way that they receive kind of things. So that will be my so-called overall input for this.
yeah, of course, because right now generational habits is to use social media as their part of learning, maybe through short videos. And I think we will see in the future because the trend of how you learn, how you use social media is improving. You can promote to your social media, you can share it with anyone that have the social media in your hands. And of course, through to Miss Hari, how do you think in the future that countries and students will adapt to this engaging digital learning?
I think for students, it's easier for them because they are already going to that transition, right?
Yes.
Maybe they are already have this routine, but I'm afraid with the teachers, with the old or the old fashioned. I will not say old because I'm old already. The old fashioned teachers, they have to adapt, and then we need to think about this teacher development program. So we need to have some teachers training. Maybe schools, maybe government or private sectors should provide that. So the teachers can open their mind to adapt that students can do this and I don't why don't we? Why don't the teachers? Okay, so
Yeah.
I think it's easier for students, but it's a bit, a little bit effort for the teachers, especially for those who are not open-minded, or for those who are very old-fashioned, that that really admire the face-to-face learning. So I think, yeah, the teacher should
Yeah, of
be
course.
considered.
Yes, because right now we are younger students. We have adapted so much to this digital learning, and of course, we have seen that experienced teachers that they have some problems with their meetings, and is it a very elementary problem? But for them, it's like a new thing. Okay, how do I how do I solve this technical issue? But students, we are getting smarter on this technology side, yeah, and that's why teachers should be, also learning their technology so that they can adapt to the digital learning as well. And we have actually one more new question. uh, yes, what are the indicators of success of engaging digital learning, and would you explain more about risk skills in the context of digital learning? So Mr. Jintan, you can answer this.
Yeah, before I answer this question, I totally agree with what Miss Sari said just now. I salute what you're thinking. I want to follow you on Instagram. You just got a new follower today. Yeah, the point is exactly correct. Not only on one side, on to me it's three sides. On teacher side, on also the government body side. We must work together towards this common goal. Um, so that's why I totally love it when when you share about this point, which I'm not in the good position to share, so I'm not going to talk about that. All right. So yes, I think oh, the question is about rescue. Yeah, in rescue, what I believe is this. Number one, what are we really doing is there's two focus. The keyword is called affordable and accessible.
Yes.
Affordable as it's not about from 10,000 discount to 5,000, from 5,000 discount to 1,000. No, I'm talking about on daily basis that people, how do we live? Education should be free, but we cannot do it free because of a lot of challenges. But how can we, before we go to free, can we do it at very low cost? Because of online, cost can be going down as low as possible. You still get what you want, you still get what you learn, and also accessibility about talking about no matter where are you, I can reach you and I can deliver it to you. And I also a strong believer of the young people now. When you go to eat, they like to eat buffet. We are providing a buffet style of learning. And I always say that I don't want you to learn one thing. I need you to learn two things, three things, five things, 20 skill you need to have in order to compete in current market. Because don't forget, robot is coming to replace us. We need to we need to have more kind of different skill to cater to the things. Because I'm saying this because I see a lot of things are automation. We do not need a lot of human. But what is the future skill we are needed? So that is my focus in reskill, providing relevant learning up to date, things that what we call focus on the career with affordable and accessible. So I sum it up with this on reskill. This is what we are doing in the platform. Because of my belief, that's why we conducted this way. We getting affordable price with a global accreditation body. It can help you in your career to move forward. And what we I only focus topic on career learning, teach things that don't teach in school, and this is where we cater on. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, thank you. Your question, Fikri. So, these skills have the concept of affordability and accessibility, and to create more relevant topics, and of course, invite more students to become engaged in the digital learning platform. And of course, I'm going to conclude about our talks today that we are right now discussing about engaging digital learning. Right now, the condition of pandemic and how we transition into the new hybrid learning actually make digital learning can be improved to the next level, because technology that we have right now hasn't peaked yet, still have so many developments that we can see in the internet, and most young generations are become more habitable to use social media, to have screens in front of them, to use this to learn, because not only from their university where they have online course, they can learn new things from unexpected ways. Sometimes social media have their new trends that they have to create. Sometimes they decided to invent something, and then from them, the young generation can create something new. So I feel that as well, that you are online students, you can have so many opportunities that you didn't think about. Before we pandemic, we are panicking, thinking that how can we learn digitally? How can we learn from the screen? But right now, we are actually proving that we can actually reach much more benefits. We can uh, create more friends with many people, even by talking with screens. It is like we're talking in real life. It's like I
Yes.
can see your expression, I can see your opinions. Okay, we can create a new friendship, and of course, this is not something we can expect before. And if we talk this 2010 or in the previous generation, they think that we are crazy and we are, like a sense of that. Okay, you are just talk nonsense. Just get out of here. But right now, we are the people that is seeking to create this digital platform. That's why this discussion about engaging digital learning is very important for us as education heroes to learn that this is the way of the new life that we have to adapt. From digital learning, we can create new opportunities. It will still be developing, and of course, face-to-face learning is still very important for us to keep a social interaction. And yeah, of course. And right now, we have concluded our talks today, and we will have a photo session together. Yes. Be ready, host. Okay. One, two, three. One, two, three. Hey, thank you so much, Ms. Sari and Mr. Chintan. Please do not forget to follow me as well as a very
Oh, yeah,
interesting.
yeah, correct. Need to follow me as well.
Yeah, I think you can visit my Instagram. Actually,
Yes.
this account. So yeah, I also create many contents about digital learning. Actually, for my learning
Wow.
experience, as I'm right now as an
Wow,
engineering
good.
student, as an
Wow.
ambassador from my own university. So yeah, I think we can connect more and hope that we can meet offline, face to face in the future, whatever the
Yes.
context. I think will
Yes.
be very great for us. Okay, thank you so much to Miss Sari and Mr. Chintan. We
Bye
all hope
bye.
for your future success endeavor. Miss Sari on your PhD studies, and of course Mr. Chintan for your development of free skills to the future so that digital learning can be accessible to everyone. Thank you for both speakers.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Timo.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yes, thank you. Yes, that is everyone about our talk today in the session of engaging digital learning. So, how do you think the knowledge that you have? And thank you so much for your questions because digital learning is one of the most relatable for us today because SDGs to reach the quality education, we do not realize that it can come from digital learning, right? Digital learning is still improving, and of course, we still need more effort to do about it because right now we are learning digitally, but we need to improve that into a uh, more advanced level. Yeah. So thank you, everyone, for your attention, and we will proceed to the next session. We will resume shortly. Thank you. Bye bye, everyone. See you soon. Do not leave.